Good afternoon on a Thursday afternoon. This is so you guys beautiful day, shining, rising. Ooh, I nalaziva musi. Especially when the sun is shining, I shine too. So Thobela bantu bamrena, we continue with our series. Hello, Kwezi. It's in Kwezi.
Hi, Makhosi.
Yeah, so today I have a series of questions so that you guys can hear, get to know, see Spirit Saga Kwezi, and he will be open and he's going to tell you everything, answer to the best of his ability, right, Kwezi?
Definitely, I will try.
Yeah, so then, of course, you do more than try, right? You do your best.
Obviously,
Okay.
always,
Yeah?
always.
Good, good, good. Ooh, and look at Kwezi. Kwezi is such a considerate guy. He brought some water. Me, I forgot. And I need it. And he knows it. Thank you, Kwezi. So, guys, let's start our thing, right? So, Kwezi, your childhood. Kwezi, you are a Christian child. I'm born of Christian family. Me too, by the way. Born, baptized in the Roman Catholic Church.
Mm.
Mm? But we're here to talk about Kwezi. So, Kwezi, tell us about Kwezi's mind as a Christian child.
Like, how do you want it, like growing up or
Mm-hmm.
now, present? Well, I would say growing up, obviously, you're a Christian child. That's the lifestyle that you're living in, and you're growing up in that environment. You just, it's part of your way of living. So you go to church on a Sunday, and you participate, and you're required to participate, and avail yourself whenever it's needed, So in that aspect, I did go through that part of my life where I was going to church, um, obviously being required to go to church, and then I guess at 18, kind of being like, it's now your choice. Now it's no longer an obligation, So you can decide if you want to go to church, you can come with. If you don't want, plus me waking up in the mornings, that's always a problem for me, even at a young age.
That's what makes it easy to resist, eh? But when you didn't
So,
actually. You're a good little boy.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, now that you're on your own, you can kind of develop your own path. And I guess I've been on that journey since childhood, coming out of childhood, and I've been coming out of Christianity because I've always had my doubts about it and my questions, And obviously, I even went to a Christian school, so just growing up in those systems, in those institutions, shapes your way of thinking, your way of acting, your way of being,
Mm-hmm.
And I guess for me, it was always like a question, like, why are we doing this? Why are we living like this? Why do we have to do this? It's like I just had a lot of questions, and most of the time, questions are met with a lot of resistance to say, why are you asking those questions? This is how we supposed to do, this is how we do it in our house.
Don't be disrespectful.
In our house, So you follow the order and follow the rules to the best of your abilities, but as you grow older, I guess you tend to start rebelling in certain ways, So it's kind of something like that, because we'll see coming out of teenagehood, childhood, and now coming into adulthood. I guess I've been having my questions about that, my past, my childhood, and Christianity, the religion as a way of living. Is it the way I want to live? Does it fit my way of living, my lifestyle, the way of thinking, different things like that. And so I guess that's part of growing up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a teenager, how did you know about spirit?
Well,
being in a Christian family, like how did you? Because Christianity, according to Christianity, you don't have spirits, right?
I mean, there's always a chat of, you have the spirit of God, but somehow, even growing up, I would always like I said, I had these questions,
By the way,
and
who is spirit according to Christianity?
I mean, in my understanding, my research, my definition, or according to Christianity, it would be then the spirit of God that we were placed with,
Hmm. Is
spirit
it
of
in
God
us
that is placed within
or
us.
is it in only Jesus?
I'm not sure. Then that would be like
So that's the
doctrines
thing
and
about the
dogmas.
Christianity. You hear different stories every time.
Mm, you see,
Some people says no, the Holy Spirit is only I don't know God, and then Jesus is the Son. And what are we?
I don't know. Like, I guess these are the questions then we ask ourselves,
Mm,
and depending on the doctrines that you grew up in or the type of churches that you grow up in, you might have different interpretations of the word of God, which is the Bible. But ultimately, we as individuals, or me as an individual, I guess, have always been on a quest to want more. I've always like wanted to know more about the universe, researching about astronomy, the stars, and like just celestial body,
mm,
nature. I've always been like a nature baby.
mm-hmm,
So being in nature and connecting with nature has always been comfortable to me. That was me. That was where I found peace and reverence and
mm.
all these good
So
things.
what do you think God is?
And so
First, Christianity. What they
mm,
tell you God is?
and so in Christianity, growing up in a Christian household, God is an external being, male figure who is up in the
This is
heavens.
what I don't
You know.
understand. Then who are we then? Like, what are
You know.
we? Jesus is the Son, God is the
Mm,
Holy Spirit, and what are we? If God is like separate.
you see, but I guess in Christianity it would be that God is the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the Most High, and I guess we understand it as the creator world, and nature, for me, in the way I've known to understand it, is that nature is the ultimate representation of God, is the true manifestation of God,
Hmm.
will, intentions, desires on this earth, right? And so, as far as Christianities go, when you try to interpret your world, your way of view, or your understanding of nature and your relationship to nature through people's or your relationship with God, let me just say, if nature and God are parallel, then it's like there'll always be these question marks, and we end up with these question marks growing up to the point where it becomes like, okay, why didn't should I support what you're saying? Why didn't should I believe in what you're saying? Why should I take what you're saying as the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth? So with God,
Hmm.
and so it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mm,
So then me and you met,
mm,
right? I mean, we kind of knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. But
mm,
because Kwezi is a family friend, like I said in the previous episode.
mm-hmm,
So then we met, me and you, hmm?
mm.
And we connected on a spiritual level. And what happened to you?
I mean, obviously, this is pre-cleansing and post-cleansing,
This is pre-cleansing I'm
Oh,
asking about.
pre-cleansing. So pre-cleansing, I guess we were just, it was like an encounter of my point or my existence being like just wondering like what's next, what should I be doing next? What should I be? Because I've done research, I've researched a lot, I've gotten knowledge, through multiple sources, and so it was like, okay, I have to act on this knowledge in some way, shape, or form, right? And so somehow, in that time, when I was thinking about these things, Makhosi then comes up and she actually reveals to me that Nesulane, and I was like, how is that possible? Like, how do you even have got that? What's even that?
Mm.
And for me, I was like, okay, how do you even get these things? And it was explained to me that these can be even generational. These can
Mm.
be familiar. Everyone is having these negative energies around them, constantly feeding on their positive energy. And kind of like that suppression. And I guess I would say I was in that suppressive state, pre-cleansing, and my spirit was suppressed in the sense that I was always in doubt and fear to what I should do, if I should do it. I know what I should do, I know what I want to do, but it's still doubting, still
Hmm.
suppressed.
And then you came for cleansing, and then, hello, what happened to Kwezi?
Mm,
Yeah. Ooh, this area that we chose, yeah, these, and of course, it's pre-winter. Oh, it's winter already,
mm,
actually, almost. Hey, I'm an insects. They're like scattering around, gathering food for hibernation. So yeah. So then cleansing, we removed Islan. And
mm.
what did you notice? The first thing you noticed after I removed it
I guess
physically?
the first thing I noticed physically was obviously the tensions in the body. The, the other was like that tenseness, and especially my shoulders, like
Neck.
very like yeah, tense energy around this area on you.
Mm.
So there was that sense, but after the cleansing, I guess there was a relief. Say, oh,
Are you still feeling that relief?
definitely right now,
Mm.
like I don't I don't feel stressed about anything, worried about
And
much,
then your thoughts, what changed in your head?
And so with my thoughts, I guess it's been more positive on my side in the
Mm.
sense that I'm no longer in doubt and fear of myself. I'm no longer being a hindrance to my spirit, you know, and my focus and my intention should be solely focused on better connecting to nature, better connecting to God, better connecting to the environment, better connecting to my surroundings. And so it's really the difference I would say in that aspect is that I'm no longer suppressing my spirit and allowing my spirit to be suppressed by circumstances and
Do you
all
have doubts
that.
in your head now?
Not really. Like I don't doubt much in a sense that I might doubt maybe the power of choices, how choices
Mm.
can affect your decisions, and maybe there's certain choices that I might press caution with. But the way my life is moving right now, I don't have time for doubt. I don't have
Mm.
place for doubt.
You know, when Kwezi came before the cleansing, he would try. Kwezi is a musician. He's a composer, right, Kwezi?
Mm,
And what
I
else?
do everything.
Produce everything, melody. He does everything, right?
Mm,
So when we met, and before the cleansing, every single time he tried to perform something for me, whoa, man, it like he would start shaking, and it's not coming out. Yo,
mm,
what a mess. Hey, and then of course you saw after I cleansed him, he also rapped. We both rapped, and he actually took it up and he rapped it, right? So it immediately he was open up to just being spirit, because at that time spirit is waking up, and those thoughts are gone. So now it's like you're just doing, just be, right? Quiz.
mm.
And how is it now after the cleansing?
I mean, definitely right now, I guess after the cleansing, post cleanse, it's been mostly just revelations and my mind is opening up to itself, about itself, memories opening up a little bit more, thoughts are a little bit more, clearer. And my mind is clearer, my vision's clearer. And
How are those songs that you were working at when we met? How are they now?
I mean, those, what I was working on when we met, like, pretty much done with it. I'm working on something else now. Like,
So that one you dropped. Why did you
mm,
drop that?
I didn't drop it. It's like done. There are
Oh, it's done. Oh, so you're saying you're moving at the speed of light now.
like no, there was like
Oh, that's nice.
everything has a season, and so now right I'm working on the next season, and
Oh,
it's kind
wow.
of like
So we're gonna hear it soon, right? I mean, you're gonna do
mm,
do
that's maybe if it's coming out like that, then performance ready, it'll be something else, But
Yeah.
we always ready for something
And of
for
course, the
nature,
debut will be
and
here,
you see,
right?
and that'll be purely spirit led,
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
for me, it's
And I'm
just
going to be
to,
so glad to be a part of it.
so for me, it's just to be better
The
aligned.
breath of Kwezi, the star.
You
Yeah.
see, so for me right now, it's just to better align, better to connect, so that I can channel those energies and use those energies to manifest into like music, my creativity, And so I need inspiration basically now.
Mm,
I need more inspiration. But other than that, in terms of me as an individual and my spirit, I guess, like I said, it's been revelations,
mm.
and those
Tell us
revelations,
about those revelations.
I guess, those revelations for me have like been more so like pertaining to time and my time moving through time and evolving as a person and growing up as an individual, the different stages of life. And for a long time, I was stuck in loops and cycles of childhood traumas, past childhood like circumstances, environment, things that affect a child really in those aspects. And I guess coming into high school, you think you know something, analyze research, and you have
Mm,
these interests and you want to ask questions, but because of the environment that you grow up in and the institutions like education, the schooling systems that when you ask these questions almost give you a backhand and tell you not to either not ask those questions or they don't necessarily have the answers for you. And so
mm,
it's kind of like you become a bit of anti-establishment, especially like late teens, coming out into that environment. Like, I don't, since you can't give me an answer, I'll basically rebel against you and I will
mm, mm,
associate. And so I guess it was that. And then you have to finally now grow up. Time to grow up,
mm,
coming into college, time to grow up now, and time to get serious about life. And you really try, you try your best. But somehow there's still this itch to say, I should be doing something else. I should be living a different life. I am a different person. I am not what I am told to be or who I'm said to be. All these people's opinions, ideas, perspectives that have been imposed and put in place as a substitute for who you're supposed to be when you haven't necessarily discovered who you are. And so that now started the quest of self-discovery and my journey of self-discovery. And I guess I'm on that quest right now.
mm. And I'm thinking, everybody is like thinking, oh, we can't wait for Kwezi to perform so we can see this new talent in South Africa that Makhosi is working with. Well, you know what?
Mm.
Nama ngilapho nami, right? I'm looking forward to the time when Ukhozi is gonna blow us. I mean, he's gonna blow our
Yes.
minds.
Mm.
So, manje Kwezi, so what is it that you think is changed, manje, right now, as in the way now that you
Mm.
conduct your life? What's different? Because I've seen you lately, like I see you talking to people more, like you more like open.
Mm. I mean, I guess knowing that ultimately today is the day that has been given to us,
Mhm.
and any day it can be taken away, and ultimately for us to live in this world, it has to be spirit led and not just this flesh, because trying to live this world purely of the flesh, there'll be hindrances, there'll be like forces and intentions that are not fully calculated, not fully understood, and things that now are beyond your power, But when you realize that this is why when you have a spirit and once you need to connect to, that you need to actually gain a relationship with, then it becomes like, oh, then I don't have to be a suppression. I don't have to be suppressed. I don't have to be a hindrance to myself, And I guess it's that type of thing, Wuti. trying to just better align with your spirit and trying to get to know yourself because you are an individual after all, and your spirit came here with a purpose. And so, as far as interacting and engaging with the environment and always being present, that's the only way you can connect with spirit. That's the only way you can keep spirit intact and going. And so, in terms of what has changed with the way I carry myself, with the way I'm living now post cleansing, is that I've detached almost from the negative energies and the doubts and the fears because those things don't help me in any way. They don't fulfill my purpose on earth. They're just a hindrance.
Yeah.
And me entertaining thoughts that bring negative doubts, negative thoughts, and just put me in a bad and negative state, it just becomes, something messy. And since now we are cleaning up our lives and trying to get better, trying to move better, trying to be better, it has to be something different, and you have to do something different. And spirit wants different. And so I'm just trying to keep up with the pace of spirit. And that's why I always gotta be connecting and aligning and being in nature, being present, trying to engage with those around me, trying to interact with other spirits and other beings on this earth.
Yeah.
And trying to build a community after all. And so that's
They're making me feel all itchy everywhere,
that's
because
nature.
this is their space and they're not used to me being in their space, and I need to give more effort to be in their space, right? So that we can get along. But you see, even now they're respecting us because they're actually not even coming close to us. It's just me. I'm just feeling that, I need to adjust. It's me now who's in their place. So I gotta adjust myself.
Must align.
Exactly. So yeah, Kwezi. So now you're becoming a man. Do you feel yourself becoming a man?
I mean, there's no sense of like becoming a man or becoming something, but I just see it as becoming myself and more myself. And the better I am at being myself, then those titles and those labels, then the people will give me those titles. It's up to them. It's not up to me to define. But for me, I just want to be focused on building myself, building my spirit, and better connecting with the spirit. And if it means that's connecting with God and connecting with the divine, then all the better. That's all the better.
So when looking back now, looking at the Kwezi before the cleansing, what do you think of that Kwezi?
No, it's still me after all. It's still me. I'm still there.
But try and remember how you were in there then.
I guess at that point it was do or die. It was, I guess, at this point I'm in full submission to what God has in store for me because I haven't given myself much options. And the options that were presented.
This is now, you mean?
This is before.
Oh, before, okay.
And the options that are being presented in terms of who you're supposed to be, who you supposed to act, how you're supposed to act, and just not being yourself. They weren't really fulfilling. They weren't sparking my spirit, my soul. And so post pre cleansing, I would say I was just down, down, and I accept that I'm down, and I was somewhat okay because I'd learned to face those battles, and I'd become a warrior. So I was prepared, I was seasoned, and I guess I was ready to give it my best shot in the sense that it's now I need to choose myself now.
Yeah.
I need to choose Kwezi or otherwise Kwezi might never come back. And so I had to really choose my spirit, and ever since I've chosen my spirit, my relationship with myself as a multi-dimensional being and trying to get to multi-sensory, has been better. And so I can't really say that post cleansing there's been any negative effects for me. It's just been positive.
Yeah.
Just been positive. And the negatives, that's when you know that you have the strength to deal with them with the spirit. You just draw energy from the spirit because now you are fully armored.
Can you explain that to someone who doesn't understand? Like someone who's never heard that before. Like, what do you do? How do you do? What do you mean?
Well,
Drawing from spirit.
well, I guess as I would explain it, and as I've tried to explain even on some of my lives on IG, being woken fun, it was like, for me, the way I do it is that you need to reinforce your spirit and strengthen your spirit so that whatever circumstances come, the spirit is strong enough to handle, you know,
How do you reinforce your spirit?
the circumstances, and you reinforce your spirit by, some say it can be words of affirmation, just meditation, connecting, coming outside. The way I connected with spirit, that was really a life changer for me, and I've been doing it for years now. Is just coming outside and coming to the sun, standing in the sun, sitting in the sun, meditating in the sun, because that's where then you can physically, in the physical world, draw strength, from the sun. Ultimately, we are carbon beings, melanated beings, can draw strength from the sun. And in that physical way, then I would describe that that's the same process of the spirit, in the sense that once you connected to your spirit, aligned with your spirit, balanced in your spirit, it's an infinite source of energy. It has the whole universe within itself, access to all the forces that are making all these celestial bodies, all this nature happen ultimately. That is what the spirit is. And that's why we say that the spirit of God was blowing. It has the power of all this. And so in that aspect, then you can always draw energy from the spirit. And that's how I see it, as whenever, if life is not maybe being or representing something that I want to see, when things are just seem like I'm tired, or things are being challenging right now, that means I need to connect. Time to really make time to connect to spirit, and you're on some mind, basically, like go get some energy.
Sure.
And once you have a better relationship with yourself and your spirit as an individual, the better that energy exchange happens, the quicker it happens, the more efficient it happens, because then life, you're always rolling, you're always moving, constant energy within you is in supply, full supply. So that's how I would say connecting with spirit. The same way I would come out physically and charge myself in the sun, get my melanin charge up, get my skin and vitamins from the sun. It's the same way I would do with spirit, get my energy from the spirit, get my energy from the spirit within me to do what my will has intended to do in this earth.
Nice.
Really...
Aren't you impressive?
Something like that.
The most beautiful thing about what I do is that the effort, it's like the product, it just makes all the effort worth it, because it's not always easy, is it? I mean, even when we do these recordings, man, it's not easy, guys. Just to do this one, we had to do so many takes, and it just kept failing and failing. Hey, spirit talk, spirit be. I love it. Huh? Yeah, Kwezi has grown, my beautiful people. And I think, unless if Kwezi wants to add anything, right? Is there anything you want to add? Otherwise, everybody has to wait for the next episode.
No, I think they'll have to make the next one.
Sure. So, my beautiful people, as me and Kwezi keep recording, you see, even now we have mics. You see, I told you it'll get better. It's getting better. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, man. Hey, whatever, as humans, when we do the efforts, put in the efforts to be godly, the Lord blesses. Hey, the Lord adds on. Praise be to the Most High. Hey, may all of you, my beautiful people, have grace in your life. May you have forgiveness in your heart. May you love, hey, with respect, integrity and loyalty. Yes, let's bring Africa to its original state. Let us make ourselves worthy of this continent that is such a beautiful, glorious place. Let us make us ourselves worthy of what Africa is, my beautiful people. Tap into your spirit. Bring that spirit up, huh? Because that is you tapping into the collective consciousness. That's what we need. We need to collect ourselves. We need to tap into that spirit so that we can tap into the collective consciousness. African people, we have power. And you're not going to know your power until you tap into that. Makhosi amakhulu, siyathokoza kunina Ndlondlo. Ha? Re re lotshe go lena dikgoši le dikgošigadi. Re re thobela lena bokoko le lena boremogolo. Ha bashimanyana lena baninyana, thobela go lena ba baholo. Asithi thokozani nabogogo, nithokoze namakhehla nabomkhulu. Ralocha. May we all, my beautiful people, may we all come together in the name of our Father, the Most High. Blessed be to those who are conscious. Tobe. Mwah, mwah, mwah.